By shutting down my Twitter, they're interfering in our political process. This is an attack on the democratic structure of the country.
See, every social media platform has its own set of rules, which has to be followed. Tell me, Rahul Gandhi claims to have a very large number of followers. Obviously, he would have because he tweets absolute absurdity every day.
केंद्र सरकार चाहती है कि इनको अपनी तरीके से चलाया जाए ताकि भाजपा का प्रचार तो किया जा सके मगर और कोई विपक्षी दल अपनी बात यहाँ पे ना कह सके।
आपने उस परंपरा को तोड़ा है जिसमें किसी भी पीड़ित महिला की आइडेंटिटी नहीं बताई जाती। आपने ट्विटर पर और अपने सोशल मीडिया हैंडल पर वो कारनामा किया जिसके कारण अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर हिंदुस्तान का नाम बर्बाद हुआ है।
Hello everyone, you're watching News Epicentre with me, Marya, Shakil. First it was the centre versus Twitter a few weeks back, and now the same party which defended the social media giant then is waging war against them. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has accused Twitter of attacking Indian democracy after it logged accounts of top party leaders, including his own. The accounts were logged after they tweeted a photo of the parents of a minor who was allegedly raped and murdered in the capital. Twitter deleted Rahul's post after the National Commission for the Protection of Child Rights asked it to remove the photograph, pointing out that it broke the law under POCSO and the Juvenile Justice Act, as it revealed the identity of the victim. As Rahul Gandhi refused to delete the image, the microblogging site logged his account on August 6th, and he has been unable to tweet since then, along with his party's official handle and other Congress leaders and workers. The NCPCR has now written to Facebook over the video of the meeting posted on Rahul's Instagram account. Rahul Gandhi, who has nearly 20 million followers, said in a video message that by shutting his account, Twitter was interfering with India's political process. He says Twitter is denying his followers the right to an opinion, calling it a tool of the centre. Rahul said Twitter was not a neutral platform. But Twitter has said the photo violated their rules, which were enforced judiciously and impartially. Backing that stand, the BJP has said that Rahul is facing action for breaking the law and not some manufactured conspiracy to silence dissent. But this pitch to not interfere in Indian politics is ironic because back in May, Congress General Secretary Randeep Surjewala wrote a letter to Twitter urging it to affix the manipulated media tag to the tweets of union ministers in connection to the Congress Toolkit controversy, which was first flagged by Twitter when Sambit Patra made that charge. In the same month, when the Delhi police landed at Twitter's offices in Delhi and Gurugram to issue summons and seek a response over the manipulated media controversy, the Congress labelled it an undemocratic act, accusing the centre of trying to threaten Twitter. Remember, even former IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad's account was temporarily suspended after he reportedly retweeted his own interviews on his Twitter page. With this fresh offensive against Twitter, is Congress guilty of hypocrisy and playing politics over a clear violation of the law by the Congress MP? Or is the locking of Rahul Gandhi's account for almost a week now a clear overreach by the social media platform? Joining me on the show, Yashwardhan Azad is a former IPS officer, Shazia Elmi, BJP spokesperson. We have Shama Mohammed representing the Congress, Jitin Jain, cybersecurity expert, and Harsh Prakash is a lawyer. Yashwardhan Azad, I'm going to begin with you. The law says that identity of a rape victim or her parents must not be disclosed. Rahul Gandhi committed illegality in doing so. If Twitter acts in accordance and removes the tweet, why should Rahul Gandhi or the Congress object, especially when a formal complaint goes out from NCPCR?
First, I'm sure that Rahul Gandhi didn't have any bad intentions in sort of taking a photograph with those with the parents. But unfortunately, it is against JJ Act and it is against the NCPR, the commission which they brought to the notice of Twitter. And I think it should be understood by the parties that this is just an application of law, because if they would have not done it, even a simple injunction from the court that this is violation of law would have, taken his tweet off. So I don't think they should be taken as a prestige issue. It is actually a violation. There's no doubt about it. As far as the equitable approach of the Twitter is concerned about both the parties, that is a different question altogether. But in this particular case, I think it's a straight and forward case that what Twitter has done is right.
Yeah, so it's an open and shut case. I'm looking at the Juvenile Justice Act 2015, Shama Muhammad, and also the POCSO Act 2012. It says clearly prohibition or disclosure of identity of children, no report in any newspaper, magazine, news sheet or audiovisual medium or other forms of communication regarding any inquiry or investigation or judicial procedure shall disclose the name, address or school or any particular which may lead to the identification of a child in conflict with law or child in need of care. So this is violation of Juvenile Justice Act 2015, and also POCSO Act 2012 says no person shall make any report or present comments on any child from any form of media or studio or photographic facilities without having complete and authentic information. So I think there are enough violations. Why should it be seen as some kind of conspiracy and democracy under threat?
Okay, Marya, thanks for coming to me now. I heard Mr. Azad, and he rightfully said that Mr. Gandhi did not have any wrongful intent, and he just wanted to meet the rape victim's parents because it's a child at the end of the day. Couple of things here. Yes, we all want to follow the laws, but then the law should be equal to everybody. Now, the most important thing here, when I saw this, is that I remember when the Hathras rape victim's face video was posted by Amit Malviya, it was not taken down. The National Commission of Women, they said, it is illegal, but no action was taken on him by the Indian law as well as Twitter. It was there. You saw it. I saw it. And the Hathras rape victim's face was there. Number one. Number two, we have seen tons and tons of interviews of many journalists from Aaj to CNN to everybody interviewing the parents of Nirbhaya. Let's not forget that. Number three, very important, is the function of NCPCR.
But we had hit the face of the parents. It was very clear from day one.
Maybe you have done it, but
yes.
I have seen it on Aaj Tak.
So yes, let's talk about the conduct of the former Congress president.
So that's what I'm trying to say. The law should be. So then Amit Malviya's, if you're looking at Twitter, Amit Malviya's it has to be blocked. It was not blocked. They did not take any action, and I would like to know why from Twitter. One. Number two, if you're looking at rape, what is happening right now. You have the NCPCR chairperson, Priyank Kanugu, going after Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Two children, 8-year-old, 11-year-old and 15, have been raped and poured insecticides in front of their mother. Not a single word. They have died. Not a single word from him. Previous to Stuti Kakkar, who was the chairperson of NCPCR, when Kathua happened, when Unnao happened. You know what she said? I can't be bothered about Unnao because the girl is 18-year-old. She was 17 when she was raped. What did she say about Kathua? She said, you know what, it doesn't come under my jurisdiction. But at the same time, Shanta Sinha, the previous NCPCR chairperson, said it is a chairperson.
I don't understand what kind of argument you're building, Shama. Shama, my specific question is, Rahul Gandhi is now saying, and the Congress party is making this argument that democracy is under threat. I'm trying to understand, when all of you build that argument that the BJP leaders and ministers' accounts should be blocked, related to that Congress toolkit controversy, when the case was, there was an FIR that had been lodged. Now the same platform becomes biased. Shazia Ilmi, come in on this. The BJP had similarly protested against Twitter. One moment. The BJP, Shazia now. Shama, you have made your point.
Amit Malviya's this thing.
Shazia.
Ask for that.
Shazia, the BJP had similarly protested against Twitter when accounts and tweets of its leaders were marked manipulated media, when they tweeted on the Congress toolkit. The matter was sub judice. Let me finish my question. Now when the shoe is on the other foot, BJP seems to be rejoicing. What is this duplicity? Is the government of India... No, listen to me. Is the government of India using these platforms to serve its political purpose as the Congress is alleging?
Okay, you've asked the questions. When you're done, I'll answer.
Yes,
Any
I'm
more
done
questions?
now. Yes.
Okay, so I will answer now. Okay, so there is no rejoicing. There is a sense of lament and sadness that as a leader who wants to be prime minister, and good luck to him, who has had such a lot of legislative experience, who has been an MP for so long, has such little knowledge about Indian laws. POXO law 2012 and juvenile justice law. It's pretty shameful that this leader goes to a raped child minor's house and uses the photographs, takes the pictures, and uses as a tweet opportunity, as a photo op to further his political interests and for political mileage. Now, this is a clear violation of the law, of the Indian law. We believe in the Indian law, which is why the NCPCR has gone and recorded a complaint. There has actually been a hearing. And Rahul Gandhi, for the longest period, did not delete this tweet, despite the outrage that there was over the issue. And he just used it. I mean, it's not as if rapes don't happen. Rapes happen, and they scar the national consciousness. You know, they are a scar on the conscience of this country. But the fact of the matter is to use them as political tourism,
Okay.
one.
Okay.
And no, I'm not done. She kept mentioning Amit Malviya. I'm challenging her now. Has Amit Malviya shown pictures of the Hathras victim or her parents anyway? So I think
Yes.
I want to call her
Yes.
bluff.
Yes.
I want to call her bluff.
Yes.
I want
have
to
the
call
video.
her bluff. No.
I have
No,
the video.
nowhere has that Amit Malviya tweeted a picture which has come to which
Yes,
he has
the video.
taken, which has
The
come
video,
to him.
I have it.
No, there
No,
was a
the
video
video-
that was
the video
posted
is
by
already
him. No,
there.
no,
The
no,
video was already there.
no, Shazia,
The
that is
video
not
was
true.
already there.
There was a video that
The
was
video-
posted by him, which was deeply problematic as well. So let's not
No,
say
the
that
video,
it was not done.
The video was
It was done by him.
made
It
by
was-
someone else.
No, it was
The video
posted
was
by him.
made by someone else.
It was a victim again whose video was put out in the public
No,
domain.
no, the video-
Shama
the
Mohammed,
video was
tell
made-
me,
the
did
video was
Rahul
made by
Gandhi feel
someone else.
compelled to disclose the identity of the parents because the minor victim happened to be a Dalit, a crucial vote bank for all political parties, including the Congress? Similarly, in the Kathua rape case, identity of the victim was disclosed because the girl happened to be from the minority community. Is this politics over rape now politics of identity of the victim?
Marya, Rahul Gandhi is a man of empathy. He feels for people. That's what he does. He went to Hathras because Rahul Gandhi went there that particular day. They went, even Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra went there. That case went to CBI. I mean, there you saw what happened. We are all women out here. We all have children. And there was, again, another girl raped in Hathras and cremated before anybody could see her. We went and protested. These are important things. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Priyank Kanungu is somebody from the RSS who is the chairperson right now. He has not even spoken a word about what has happened in Sonipat. Think about it. A mother has to watch her 2 children getting raped and then insecticide put into
Yes,
them.
in West
and they
Bengal,
die the
in
next
West
day.
Bengal,
I want to
a
know
grandmother
why
was
Mrs.
raped.
Priyank
A
Kanungu
17-year-old
was not
girl was
set
raped.
up.
Only
Maria,
because
please
of
ask her
her
to
family.
keep quiet. Let's have a
Because of
civil
family.
debate.
No, I will not hear this. I will
Priyank,
not hear
let me
this.
have
You've
a
got
civil
too much
debate.
time. I will not hear this.
I did not
I will
interrupt
also,
her.
if you
So
want
what I'm
to
trying
do,
to say,
no,
you
I will
finish.
start
You
counting
finish.
out
Let me
rapes.
finish.
Is this about that?
Shazia,
Is
let
this
me
about that,
finish and
Marya?
then you speak.
Marya, is
So
this about
Priyank
that?
Kanungu
Should I
has
start
not
reading out
said
the
a
rapes?
single word.
Okay, I will do the same.
NCPCR
I will do the same when I
chairperson has
read
not
it
said
out
a
about the
single
rapes in
thing.
Rajasthan.
Not said a
Marya, am I supposed to stick to the topic or should I talk about rapes in Rajasthan
Yes.
and Punjab?
So I think
Am
when
I allowed
we
to do
are
that?
talking,
If I'm allowed to do that, I'll do that.
listen. Yes.
Narendra Modi hasn't said a single word. Narendra Modi says Beti Bachao, Beti
It is
Padhao.
not about
Kathua
Narendra Modi.
victim, not a
It is
single
about
word.
Rahul Gandhi,
Not a
who has
single
not
word.
known
No, it is
about
about
the law.
where did Mr.
No,
Modi come in here?
That is
No, we are talking about
Marya,
Rahul
you
Gandhi
have to
breaking the
answer.
law and then attacking the Twitter.
Marya,
The
she's
same
not-
platform was fine with him and the Congress party just few months ago. There's something very, it's about double speak now. Jitin, I'm coming to you and then I'll also bring in Harsh. Jitin,
There is no double
okay,
speak
now
here.
let's
That's why
get the
I asked you
experts
about-
also.
I asked you,
Experts
we
are
want
also
to
in the
talk
panel.
about-
Jitin, if Twitter finds any tweet not in line with Indian laws or as per its own laid out community guidelines, it can limit the user's account till he or she deletes it. In this case, Rahul Gandhi's objectionable tweet deleted, his account not suspended, but why has Twitter still blocked his access?
You see, Marya, when Twitter refused to follow lawful orders of the Indian government during the former fake news, handles which were supposed to be taken down, when they refused to follow the directives of the government, when they refused to take down certain, content which were legally issued by the 69A committee, by saying that, look, our policies are superior to Indian law and we will not follow Indian law, but our policies are superior. Entire Congress party was rejoicing. They were calling Twitter the defender of free speech. They were saying that BJP is arm twisting. Now, when Rahul Gandhi's act, you see, he going and meeting the victim's family, probably his intentions were good, but he posting the pictures of victim family on social media, the only purpose was to get the political mileage and the political publicity. So that is, and now to defend that stand and not delete those tweets, despite of knowing that it is a violation of Juvenile Justice Act and POSCO Act, his party, his colleagues go on to tweet more pictures. And then to say that Twitter is now acting under BJP's pressure, I think this is an argument of hypocrisy and contradictions of untenable proportions.
Okay.
So Rahul Gandhi has done wrong. Because if Congress party had supported Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad when his account was locked because of some US DMCA law and Twitter policy, not Indian law, when Twitter refused to comply with lawful orders of Indian Parliament, Indian government, of the laws passed by Indian Parliament, saying that our policy is superior, Congress party was still rejoicing. So now to say, when Twitter is saying that our policy we will implement beyond Indian law and we'll do whatever they want, now you have set the cat among pigeons. Now the shoe has turned, table has turned full circle.
Yes,
shoe is coming to
this
hit
is
you.
exactly
Now, but
what has happened when you
Marya,
backed the platform. You were defending this platform till the time it was taking on the government. Now when it has hit you, now this same platform
Marya,
has become untenable.
Marya, just one line. Rahul Gandhi has done wrong. His tweets should have been deleted. His account should have been restricted for the time being.
Okay.
But Twitter to say that we will follow our own penal codes without Indian law and we will lock his account permanently or for whatever, I don't think it is in the right spirit. We must, rise up beyond political, stands.
Yes,
and we
I'm
must
going
see
to
that
take that
law of the
question
land
with
is followed, but
Yashwardhan
not the
Azad to be
political
specific
party.
about the IPC. But before that, Harsh, is Twitter in fact caught in this political crossfire clearly after initially appearing to be partisan and leaning against conservative parties, not just in India but across the world, including the US? We all know how they deplatformed Donald Trump in the middle of elections. Then he was a sitting US president. How does this augur against their claims of being the purveyor of free speech?
Free speech is of a very paramount importance. But what needs to be understood is the law of the land has to be protected and has to be followed. Now, Rahul Gandhi tweet is completely against the law of the land. He being a lawmaker and abusing the provisions of the law is completely disgraceful, insensitive and shameful. As far as the provisions are concerned, IPC itself speaks for largely about the protection of the identity of the victim. Juvenile justice also protects it. POSCO Act also protects it. The ignorance of facts can be an excuse, but ignorance of law is not an excuse. Now, once you have committed an offense, you must be punished and a penal action must be taken and FIR must be lodged against Rahul Gandhi. It is not about the politics, about Congress or BJP. It is about the victim, a girl being raped, being identified.
Yes. Can it be seen as, yes, I agree with you. Why should an identity of a big victim be revealed by a politician, although he may have the right intention? That is where the problem is. While, Shama, you're making this argument that Rahul Gandhi had empathy and he went there to convey his concerns, but in doing so, he revealed the identity of the girl. And we have experts on the panel, Shama, all are of the opinion that he has violated law.
So what I'm trying to say here, Marya, is that law should be equal for all. If SC Commission tweeted the same picture on August 2nd, there should be also action against them. That is number one. Number two, I do not understand this gentleman who says FIR should be there on Rahul Gandhi. I want to ask him, why was there no FIR on Amit Malviya? He tweeted the picture of the victim. And she was talking almost, she was in pain and the video was there and the picture was put. Whereas various other organizations also put it, but they did not show the face. The print put it. various news magazines and
Let me come for
Harsh
30
will respond.
seconds.
Harsh, a
but
quick
why
response.
no action on Amit Malviya?
Okay,
I want
Harsh.
to know that. Is Amit Malviya breaking the law just because he's on the
If Amit Malviya
Harsh.
goes and commits a crime, well, if Amit Malviya goes and commits a crime, will that give a license to Rahul Gandhi to commit the crime
I
also?
said law should be equal.
No, you must understand why he's not coming in Jharkhand. Why he's not coming in Jharkhand? There are
Law should be equal to all.
822 cases which have been committed.
Let it be reported by the media.
But you are not coming.
Let it be reported by Marya Shakil. Marya Shakil did not report it.
hypocrisy
Let her
of
report it.
Okay.
When the media reports,
Okay, what is the argument is not about the incident of rape. No, you are digressing from the topic that I'm asking. It's about the platform. Let's put the focus and the lens on the platform now. Yashvardhan Azad, aren't India's laws, existing laws and provisions under the IPC not enough to tackle the illegalities that happen in the digital space? Why do you think it requires fresh context and a new set of laws to address issues and crimes that originate online?
Well, it's altogether a new dimension. It's absolutely a new platform and a new world. So to make it more specific, that is why these laws have been enabled, the new IT Act and things like that. But otherwise, there are sections in the IPC which take care of these things. But let me get back to one point, and I agree with one point which Mr. Sharma has said. And that is that laws should be equal for all. That is a very, very important thing. Right in the beginning, I said that while definitely there has been a violation on the part of Rahul Gandhi, knowingly, unknowingly, and he may be having very good intention, but the law should be absolutely equal on the other side. The second point I want to say is, because let's remain on this topic, it's wrong to say that the Twitter is being used by, the government or no. You remember that the government spokesman had a nasty fight with the Twitter on the enforcement of India laws, and definitely Indian laws are supreme, and now Twitter is coming to terms with it and appointing all those officers which are required. So therefore, specifically focusing on this case, we must realize that law is equal for all, and it should take care of both the sides.
I have just very limited time, so 30 seconds first to Shazia Elmi, and then I'll give the final words to Sharma. I have a specific question to ask. Go ahead, Shazia.
I think law should be equal for all. And because it's Rahul Gandhi and he is no sultan of a sultanate, I think if he commits a violation, it should be reported and he should have willfully deleted it and apologized for it. He did not. There was public outrage. He did nothing about it, which is why the matter was taken up. And this is the reason why both the Twitter policy and the Indian law, which remains supreme and equal for all, Mr. Azad, as you said, and Ms. Sharma, equal for all, even for Rahul Gandhi, he must obey, whoever it is.
Why did Rahul Gandhi not voluntarily delete the tweets and the post on Facebook and Insta when the illegality was pointed out? Instead, he chose to make it a political flashpoint.
No. Rahul Gandhi always follows the law. He has done it on Twitter. And my question again is not answered. The SC Commission, why didn't they take action on the SC Commission? They tweeted the same thing on the 2nd of August. And Rahul Gandhi was on the 4th.
Rahul Gandhi
so
did
why
a presser
and
said on Facebook that his voice is being... clamped.
Why is this lady going on interrupting Rahul?
Yes, Sharma, quickly, 20 seconds I have for you.
So my question is, I'm going to continue with the same thing, is that
instead of apologizing for what Rahul Gandhi did, we should apologize.
Fine.
SC Commission,
Jitin, let me shift focus from the politicians. 10 seconds is all I have for you, Jitin. Jitin, quickly, 10 seconds.
Marya, in this country, our politicians are yet to develop a culture of not showing photos of sexual violence victims and dead bodies during the natural tragedies. Second, Twitter role should have ended by deleting the tweet or restricting the tweet. In the absence of a judicial or a legal order or a lawful order, permanently restraining his account, I think, is not proportional. It's overreach, and all politicians look at a bigger problem that a big tech cannot curb political speech.
All right, Jitin, Sharma, Shazia, Yashvardhan Azad, and Harsh, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, this discussion must continue on news18.com. That's all from me. Thanks so much for watching.